Yeah.
Across the hockey teams, all of them even now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We'll be starting in a couple of seconds. Please take your seats. Please help us get started.
Spooty, there's India one guy that you see, black sweater, red photography. Next week, first day. Photography. Him and the girl are there. Earlier guy I'm seeing for the first time. The other guy is he does a lot for KSLTA also he did WDL also for Joska. There's a lot of marathons. I generally see him only. There is one guy. At 20 kilometers, but it's also that I saw the message after.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's celebration. I request you to all take your seats. There'll be lots of time for photographs later as well. Please take your seats. We'll be starting in literally 10 seconds.
That's what I do. Please take back to Bangalore.
To understand who we are, you have to understand where we come from. We are born of the desert, imposing, yet bountiful for those who seek it. We are Rajasthan, a singularly exceptional environment for a single malt of rare flavor, but beyond the unrelenting heat, the perfect 6-row barley, and the rare Indian botanicals that finish our casks. It's the spirit of our people that makes us who we are. We pursue craft with a single-minded passion and transform every precious resource into something truly exceptional, rich, bold, and with an incredible depth of flavor. This is single malt, as it should be, done in true Rajasthani spirit, nurturing and protective of our environment. That is why we are perfectly represented by Cubbon, the great Indian mustard that finds a safe haven here. We are who we create for. We are innovators, artisans, and taste makers. We are the roots, and we are the horizon. We are the product of this land, in more ways than one. We are its spirit. We are Cubbon, the spirit of the desert.
Welcome everyone. That was a short video from one of our event sponsors of this evening's celebration. Tonight we come together to celebrate a unique spirit, crafted on grass, clay and hard coats. A journey that started in Madhapur, Coorg and peaked in the great arenas across the world. This one has truly aged well. Good evening, my name is Nandan Kamath and I am Rohan's lawyer and friend, or more accurately, friend and lawyer. And I will be your host for this evening at this beautiful venue. What a privilege to be on center court at the SM Krishna Tennis Stadium in the middle of Cubbon Park in Bangalore. A few days ago, my hosting duties were at risk. I was set to be replaced by a stand-up comedian who was going to tell some silly tennis jokes. But then just in time, Rohan, the tennis player, and me, the lawyer, managed to reach an out-of-court settlement. Come on guys, that deserves a little bit of a laugh. May not be the world #1 joke, but it at least achieves the baseline. You are a tough crowd, so no more jokes from me, but moving on, they say that images speak louder than words. So I'm going to stop talking just for a few minutes, and we will begin this very special evening with a very special video.
The best doubles player on the planet, and he's about to win his first ever men's doubles Grand Slam championship.
This picture, this is where my tennis journey began. This holds so much of amazing memories. This is the Madhapur Club. It's about 250 kilometers from Bangalore in Coorg. You know, I grew up in a coffee plantation. That has been a family business. I think that's where the love for the sport began. And I think when I was 10, maybe 11, my dad said, okay, you know what, I'll take you to the tennis court.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best.
They say the minute I picked up the racket, they saw a big happy Rohan at that point of time. First of all, extremely proud to have represented India for 21 years. I still today remember my parents' dream was for me to one day play for India.
Oh, what a finish. That was good fun. Points of the match.
Oh, that's magic from the Indian.
Bopanna was given the award for his recent fine performance that lit the world of tennis. He, along with Australia's Matthew Ebden, won the Australian Open title. With the win, he also became the oldest Grand Slam champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rohan Bopanna. Another round of applause, please. Now, I've watched that video many times during our rehearsals, and every single time I'm reminded of one thing. That is not just a montage. It is a timeline of stubborn excellence, of a journey that started quietly in family spaces, on practice courts, and in coaching conversations, and somehow, against the odds, stretched itself across decades, continents, and even generations of Indian tennis. Like you all, I've had the privilege of knowing Rohan, not just as an athlete, but as a person. A person who is every bit as relentless as the professional. Each of you is here for a reason. There are family members here, teammates, players from different generations, coaches, trainers, physios, doctors, and people who have quietly supported this journey from the background. Could I have a show of hands of how many people among you have watched Rohan play on television? It's almost all of you. How many have watched him play live? Wonderful. How about how many have watched him play at this stadium? You have a good crowd here, Rohan. And how many have watched him play live at a Grand Slam? Wow, that's an incredible number. And how about how many of you have watched him win a Grand Slam live? That is a very rare and wonderful group of people. But that's just amazing. As much as Rohan's quest has been personal, it has also been inclusive. And he has taken so many of us along on his incredible journey. Rohan didn't just play for himself or as part of a doubles or national team. He represented something far larger. All of us, his family, his friends, and his community. Rohan was insistent that any farewell had to include the people who have traveled this journey with him. Thank you all for being here with us this evening. This is a celebration of all of you, all of us. We are going to move through this evening together the way Rohan's career unfolded. from home to craft to the world stage and on to legacy. But before we go further, I would like you to take a moment and think of the one word that you think best describes Rohan. Not necessarily the first word that comes to mind, but one that you think represents him best. Rohan, you can think of one too. I'll request you to keep that word with you for a moment. At some point, some sports careers become part of history and part of a nation's story. Rohan has had the rare distinction of being acknowledged at the very highest levels. Not because he chased recognition, but because when you do what matters, recognition has a way of finding you anyway. To formally honor Rohan's journey, I'd like to first invite Mr. Sunil Yajaman, Honorary Joint Secretary of the Karnataka State Lawn Tennis Association, who are very generously hosting us today, to say a few words. Mr. Sunil Yajaman.
Most players check their fitness age, but Rohan Bopanna checks for his partner's birth year. Rohan, today I don't want to speak about you, but let me speak to you for some time. I have watched your journey for many years through the highs everyone celebrates and through the quieter phases that very truly few understand. What has always stayed with me is your courage to keep going, even when the applause faded and the questions became louder. There were times when people thought your story had already been written, but you knew better. You trusted your work. You trusted yourself, and you proved that belief, when backed by discipline and humility, can rewrite any ending. What you achieved in recent years is not just extraordinary, it's deeply moving. Winning Grand Slams, becoming number one, standing tall on the world's biggest stages at a time when most would have stepped away, that speaks of a mindset far stronger than muscle or talent. But Rohan, what I admire most is not what you have won, it's who you have remained. Grounded, gracious, respectful of the game and of the people around you. You carry India with quiet pride that commands respect wherever you go. For young Indian players, you are living proof that dreams don't have deadlines. The setbacks don't define you, they refine you. And for the people like me, you're a reminder of why we continue to believe in this wonderful sport. Thank you for giving Indian tennis your best years and then finding a way to give it even more. Thank you for inspiring belief, not through words, but through your example. Rohan, Indian tennis is better because you choose not to give up. And I'm deeply proud to say this is your moment. Friends, today for us at the Karnataka State Lawn Tennis Association, this is not just a formal honor, it's a deeply personal moment. Rohan is not one of India's finest tennis players, he is one of ours, a kid from very East Coast where we are standing. We have watched Rohan grow from a young boy from Kurg with a big serve and even bigger dreams to a world-class professional who carried Indian tennis with pride across the globe. His journey has never been about shortcuts. It's been about patience, discipline, and an extraordinary willingness to keep learning and evolving. What makes Rohan special to KSLTA is not only what he has achieved, but how he has achieved it, with greatest humility and with dignity, with unwavering respect for the game and for those who helped him along the way. He is a late bloomer who refused the script. At an age when most players were talking about retirement, Rohan was still setting goals. And then he went on to become world number one, not by changing who he was, but by working harder, training smarter, and believing longer than anyone else. That journey tells every young player here one simple thing. It's not about when you arrive, it's about how long you are willing to fight. The people behind his success are surely his wonderful parents who have watched very closely over years, ever since he was playing, probably playing under 10. And they used to bring him to Bangalore from Cool and be with him, spend the whole day during the tournament. So I'm sure Mr. Bopanna and his mother is here. So hats off to both of you for making him what he is. Your immense sacrifice has kept him going and for his wonderful daughter Trida and wife Supriya, who helped and provided that emotional ladder to get to #1 in the world. Rohan Bopanna's journey tells every athlete one thing: if your hunger stays young, your dreams never age. His career is a lesson. Stay the course long enough, you don't have to pursue excellence. Excellence will find you. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a huge round of applause to Karnataka's Veera Kodava, Rohan Bopanna. It is a great honor for me to speak on this occasion, on this emotional occasion. So thank you all very much, and we hope to see a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yajman. We also have in our midst Mr. Maheshwar Rao, Chief Secretary of the Greater Bangalore Authority and Honorary Secretary of the KSLTA. Sir, would you please come and address the audience? Thank you.
Good evening to all of you. I think Sunil has captured it very well about how Rohan has been a shining light, and over the last two decades he has been a very, very major figure in Indian tennis and carried a lot of matches. We have been privy also to one of the best matches here when we came back, I think 2 sets to love down in KSLTA, and won the, I think, doubles match here. I have also been able to spend a couple of time, at least couple of weeks, I think, when I was part of the team which went to Denmark, and also have seen him as one of the senior players just before his retirement. A couple of things I would just like to mention. One is his unwavering commitment for the country, the way he plays, the way he trains, and how he is able to prepare for every tournament, every match. Second, the amount of time he is willing to spend with youngsters to help them grow, and that is something which we really look forward to in the future, where you are going to hopefully carry and bring more and more youngsters into the, guide them, we hope, guide them in future to become shining lights in the Indian tennis format. Lastly, of course, I have also seen that along with his commitment to the game, the way he trains, he is also a great entertainer of the tennis courts, a good party man, and I think that is also something you should really carry forward. He is also one of our own in another way. He is also a member of our Karnataka State Lawn Tennis Association as an executive committee member. So we have been so happy that we could host him today at this program for his commemoration of his career, because and this is just a couple of days before the end of the year. So let's just give a great round of applause to him. Thank you very much, Rohan. It's been a pleasure to work with you over the last 5 years and interact with you. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And sir, if I could have you back and all of your executive committee members, we'll have a small felicitation of Rohan by his fellow executive committee members. Please, all of you from the KSLTA, please join us for a brief felicitation as well as a photograph. Rohan, please join us on stage. you so much. It's a wonderful gesture. We also have a signed jersey from Rohan for the KSLTA. If you may please have that on stage. Rohan, please do the honors of handing over our signed jersey. Please. Thank you so much, KSLT. It must feel very special to honor one of your own. And one of the members mentioned here, the Ane is for Arogya and Nemmadi. Those are what the elephant signifies. Thank you so much for honoring Rohan. So, thank you so much. Now, before there were center courts and camera crews, there were quiet sacrifices. And this next segment brings us back to where everything truly began. Before we move further, I'd like to request you to turn to the person seated immediately next to you. And you remember that one word that you thought of about Rohan? Can you share that one word that comes to mind that describes Rohan? Please tell the person next to you what that word is and why you thought of it. So we'll just take a second. Talk to the person next to you. I can overhear Supriya there. I just want to clarify, tall, charming and handsome is 3 words, not 1. And so is good dad, it's 2 words. Dinosaur, okay. But if Rohan's career has taught us anything, it's that you don't survive this long in elite sport without a strong inner circle and an even stronger sense of grounding. I'd like to invite a few members of Rohan's family to join us on stage. These are people he has been able to lean on even when things have been tough. Also at this moment, I would like to acknowledge people who have been there, part of this journey, but also no longer with us. Please welcome onto stage Rashmi Kariyappa, Rohan's sister, Colonel Anaya, Rohan's father-in-law, Mr. A.S. Mutanna, his uncle, and Mr. Vikram Ponnappa, also his uncle. Please join us on stage for a quick interaction. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'll start with Mr. Mutanna. If I may just begin with what emotions you feel sitting there, seeing this, the young Rohan you met probably as a toddler, having created and history in many ways and completed this arc of his life.
Sitting there, I feel very proud to be here, and the emotions that, watching him play, every match that we watch is kind of very emotional. Most of the time when he brings the points to the last point of winning, that becomes very emotional. And today, all that is behind us, and he has achieved what he has to achieve. And what we didn't even dream that he would achieve, that he has achieved it. Only hard work. So that gives us a lot of pressure and very proud to be here.
Wonderful. And Colonel Anaya, you first possibly followed Rohan's journey before you were related to him. But one day Supriya comes up to you and says, I'm going to marry this man. What were your impressions of Rohan before that, and how have they changed over time? I hear you are one of his most ardent fans, refuse to not watch him play, and every single point is dissected.
Yeah, tough question, but I'll make it easier. I was following Rohan like I follow sports a bit. Been playing a lot of contact games and team games, but never tennis. The joke is between us. Okay, and that's why he asked me that question, but that I will leave it to him. And Supriya, I never knew that something going on. One day she breaks the news and she said, I've been seeing as an upcoming sportsman. One day she breaks the news, see, Dad, Mom, Rohan is coming over here. I said, what's happened? And it was September 2011, right? So walks in Rohan and his sheer true style of his, direct to the point. He's a guy who doesn't believe in dilly-dallying or beating around the bush, shoots from the hip, like I used to say, always straight, transparent, open-faced guy. And he says, I want your daughter's hand in marriage. So I was, a bit taken aback because Supriya talks all about her friends and Rohan was one of her friends. And so I said, okay. I was shocked actually because Supriya had said till 30 don't talk about marriage. You know how girls nowadays are, no, don't talk about marriage. We want to see like. I said, okay. If she is okay with you, fine. But like they say in Italy, when you marry the whole family. Everybody of the part of the family is your future. So I said, ask your mom and dad first. And if they are not okay, then I'm not okay. Because that's what, then of course, Prabha and Malika, they ride up in the evening. I just met them once in, I think, Raja Baba's place, that Prabha's elder brother. There I met Rohan also, first time I'd seen him. And then of course, rest is history. And of course, I had to learn tennis, to understand tennis. And then many schedules had to be put aside day or night. And after every match, we discuss with him his match, his partner. And the first person called used to be his late uncle, who was a great fan of his again, Mr. Nanjappa, and even at 1 or 2 o'clock at night, and we were discussing every game of his. I mean, after the match, and that's what it was. It was very interesting.
Thank you for sharing. I have an inside story that you missed some weddings to watch Rohan's matches. So there might be some family disputes for those lack of attendance.
Priority has to be clear. You see, he's a guy absolutely, black and white, no grays in him.
Wonderful. Vikram, if I may come to you, you've seen him from the crib. You said you saw him in the cradle. You also built the home which now had Trida's crib. So as an architect, talk us through that story from little Rohan to the Rohan who became, in some sense, your client, and you built his home.
Well, the nice thing was that, really, it was an amazing sense of pride also, like what Bopanna said, that when Rohan said that, look, I'd like to, have my home designed by you. And of course, all these memories come back, and then you see the guy as a little dwarf in his in the cradle, and then he was an amazing player and amazing person who's achieved so much. And it was really wonderful, while we were going through the whole design process, that he had this amazing attention to detail and to understand what was going on where and why it should happen, and we went through the whole plan and looking through everything, And then we went to check out the materials and buy stuff and all that. And during that time, when we used to, walk into a showroom or walk into a vendor's place, there's this immediate, this recognition. Hey, we know this guy, and there was a sense of pride that, that they were going to be selling something to him or telling him. And the way he used to interact with them and talk with them, absolutely down to earth, very sweet and very nice. And the same way, when he used to come and visit the site while it was going on, the carpenters, the laborers, all these little guys, they all knew this is a famous personality. But it was with the same humility, with the same sweet smile that he used to talk to them and say that, okay, fine, thank you so much, everything's going on well. So I would say that that was always in him. It was in his DNA. That was
wonderful. And Rashmi, you went off to college while he was growing up. He traveled a bit, but you reconnected in many ways as adults. What has that relationship been? I hear you are the most superstitious Rohan fan in the world.
Well, I think it started off by, I would watch his matches, and then somewhere if I happen to get up or move somewhere and he loses the point, and then I start, panicking. Not that it has anything to do with it, but just then it just became very tense. So I never watch any of his matches. So after I know the results, then I would watch if it was, airing. It took me a long while to. I did watch in the beginning, but maybe
not a good idea. But what is it like being a sibling? I mean, we all have siblings of different types. Very few have legends as siblings. What's it been like to have a legend sibling?
I think we fought like every other sibling, like cat and dog. Always did, until he grew taller than me, then it became verbal only. Not that short.
So very strategic sibling.
But now it's just so much of pride, so such immense pride, and to know that he has done so much, he has achieved so much, and the only thing I can say is he is so disciplined. We were during COVID, we were in lockdown in Coop. And the thing that really truly amazed me, because that's something we don't see every day. We're all sitting in the sitting room and talking and laughing and joking. And he is, on the carpet doing crunches. He's also talking and laughing with all of us, but he's doing crunches or he's doing something, some form of exercise or something. He's keeping himself active and busy, whether we were locked down or not. I think that was just amazing.
Thank you for sharing. And Mr. Bopanna, any particular incident or story that you have to tell which really for you reflects the type of person Rohan is?
There are many stories to tell. Anyway, Rohan is, I came to know Rohan when he was 2 years old. That's when I got into that family. And Rohan has been an independent child, kind of. He knew, I feel that now, he knew what he wants to do. He's very independent and he didn't want his parents all the time around. I remember when he was about 3 years old, I was at Tata Coffee and I was working in Chikmagalur. And we came to visit them once, my wife and visited Prabha and Mallika. And after that, we just told Rashmi and Rohan, why don't you come to Chikmagalur? He was just 3 years old. He said, come, let's go. And not many children will stay away from the parent for a week at the age of 3. So they came, and one big thing was that he never liked his haircuts. So haircuts he never liked, he never would go and sit in a barber shop. So at Chikmagalur, even my father-in-law was there, Rohan's grandfather. He said, come, let's go for a haircut. I somehow convinced him, took him to Chikmagalur town, and he gladly agreed to sit. Just as the barber took the scissor, he started howling, and the whole town came together. What happened to this child? And we quickly took him and ran from there. And he's been a very independent child since then. And there are other incidents like he's, the relationship we have together is kind of very, very bonding, even though we don't meet very often. But the relationship is anything he wants, even for his venture of coffee that he is doing now. The first person he called me was me because I was in his mind. So I suggested a person to him, and he's still with him, and he's running that coffee chain that he is with. And for his wedding also, the bonding that was there, he said, Gojappa, you are in charge. I don't know whether I delivered, but I delivered. He wanted certain things and it was delivered to him. But one more thing that I remember about him is, as a child, when he started his tennis career, lot of people, when they get up in the morning, they have the habit of seeing God's picture or their own palm, or maybe if they are lucky, looking at their husband or wife, things like that. But he would get up and see a tennis ball. There was a tennis ball hung at the bottom of his bed, and from the curtain, the mosquito curtain frame, from that the ball was to hang. The moment he gets up, he used to see that ball. I don't know whether his father Prabha tied it there or he tied it himself, I do not know. But that's how the commitment was, that he would see a ball in front of him, tennis ball, as he woke up. And that's his career built up from.
Vikram, did it make it into his home, all these hanging tennis balls?
It made it into his home also, and
so he still wakes up and looks at the tennis ball first thing?
I'm guessing so.
But Colonel Annaya, you've had the rare privilege of being present at both his Grand Slam victories. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go for more tournaments?
Because it is one of those things. We were supposed to actually go for Wimbledon, and Rohan said, Mama, why Wimbledon? Come to Australia, you'll enjoy the place. And it was a last minute decision, I think, and we decided he left his one of those.
And what was it like being there in person at a moment in history so significant for someone from your family?
Amazing, I must say, in both places. Rohan in French Open, I saw what was striking was he had a fantastic rapport with the complete tournament organizers, the players, down to the people who were there, the ball boys or whatever. Everybody at the reception. And he was a known figure. He used to talk and chat with everybody. Absolutely grounded. All the players, loved him. You could never see anybody walking past him, whether it's a lady or a gent, would walk up to him or he would walk up to them and chat with them. That was one of the things very striking, very friendly and grounded at all the locations that I have seen.
Wonderful. And Vikram, to you, what are the emotions you feel now seeing a young man grow up into sporting legend, but also taking so many people along with him along the way?
I think it's something amazing to have seen him, the way he is and what he's done. I mean, largely I'm more of a background kind of guy, but I follow him probably on Insta, so I always see, that the kind of achievements that he does and what he does and the way he is. You asked me for a word, you asked us for a word. So I was saying it is absolute consistency, total consistency in what he does. Like what Rashmi was saying about whether he's doing crunches or whatever it is, absolute consistency in what he follows.
Thank you for sharing. And Rashmi, just ending with you, it's very difficult for elder sisters to think that their younger brothers are perfect. Any suggestions for improvement over the next few years? He has much more time now, he's retired. He can't say, I have tennis, I have to be disciplined. Any suggestion?
Finally, I have time now. Let's see, now I get a chance to spend more time with him. Then we can make him grow into a better man.
Good luck, Rohan. But thank you all for joining us. It's been wonderful to hear from each of you. Big round of applause for Rohan's family. Thank you for sharing. Any athlete's confidence almost always comes from knowing that no matter how far you travel, there's always a place that remains constant, home. Rohan's parents have been that constant through wins, losses, injuries, and decisions that take a lifetime to understand.